So can you see how this might not be the most professional video? It might not be the greatest podcast, but what I want you to see is that it doesn't matter, right? What matters is that I didn't let forgetting my key, forgetting my headset, stop me from getting the exercise that I said I would get, right? Hi, I'm Ricki Radosh, and this is the Claim Your Happiness podcast, where you get to choose joy one moment at a time. Okay, well, this morning kind of was a little bit of a change up, so I thought I would do a podcast. So, welcome. And I'm walking, as you can see. I don't have my stick, as you can see, but I do have my noise protector, I guess it's called. Anyway, I wasn't going to record this morning, but a change of plans. So, this podcast will be about changing your plans. So, here's what happened this morning. What happened was, first I debated for about 10, 15 minutes. Should I go for a walk? Should I go for a walk? And then I was like, maybe I should do the pool again. That was fun. The pool was fun. But I looked outside. I was like, all right, I'll go outside. Not so bad. Very hot, but it's okay. So I said, okay, you know what? Today I'm going to try this fuzzy thing just to see if it does make a difference with the recording. Like, can you hear better? Does it block out the noise? Etc. etc. It took me so long to figure out how to get it on, right? So that it would stay on. I spent a lot of time doing that. So I spent so much time trying to figure out that I walked out without my key, without my headset, without anything really except for my phone. But I said, oh my gosh, let me go back and get my key and my headset so that I could do my phone call. And when I walked back to the lobby, the front desk person was missing. Remember, I don't have my key, so I can't get up to my apartment. So I stayed there and walked for like 2 or 3 minutes, walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And she didn't come. So I said, you know what? If I spend more time here, I'm not going to get this walk in. So I'm just going to go. And it'll be a bonus record because it's the only thing that I can really do now while I'm walking is to record because I can't listen to my book. I can't call anybody. So what can I do? I can record. But what I want you to understand is that's the change, right? Like, I'm not going to get right. I'm not going to get stopped. Maybe more than a solitary moment when I said, obviously walking wasn't meant to be. Maybe I'm not supposed to walk today, right? Because I couldn't get back in to get my headset. And I don't really want to walk without my headset. So that happens often. Now, I'll share with you a little bit about what happened yesterday. Because for so many of you, I know what happened to me yesterday would have taken you out. So I had an appointment at 9:45 and I had an appointment at 1. And the appointments were about maybe 30 minutes apart from each other. And the first appointment was about 30 minutes, 20 minutes from my house, the first appointment. So I did a lot of planning the night before on, well, what can I do between the two appointments, right? Because I have a lot of outstanding projects, which I think I shared with you as well. And there's all kinds of stuff that I'm considering, like maybe hiring someone to help me get these projects closed because I just don't have the time. Or it's not even that I don't have the time, it's that it's not how I want to be spending my time. So I was looking at and thinking about, can I hire someone to do these not menial tasks, like not the things that, not tasks, right? But things like finish getting my mom's insurance claim handled, getting my tax papers to my accountant, right? Maybe even going through my emails and getting rid of the 2,000 junk emails that I have so that I can attend to the ones that need to be attended to, right? Anyway, that's all been in my head. And because it's been in my head, the day before yesterday, I was like, all right, well, let's look. There's 3 things or 4 things that I have to do or want to do. Which ones can I do before or in between these 2 appointments? So I chose and went to the first appointment, went well, got it finished, got on my way to go to the second appointment. And as I'm about 2 blocks away from where I need to be, 3 blocks away from my first stop that I'm going to make, my freaking car, something happened to my car. All of a sudden, it felt like it wanted to just stop on its own. I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? So I could read, like it was on the dashboard, all of these messages. So I was reading the messages and it said it is safe to drive, but drive carefully. Something happened to the 4-wheel drive. It's only got 2-wheel drive. I don't know. I didn't even understand what the messages were saying. In the meantime, I now get to my second place, park the car, and I call my mechanic and I tell him what's happening. And I'm afraid I don't want to keep driving the car. And I'm pretty close to my mechanic where I was now. So about another 20 minutes, right? Everything is just about 20, 30 minutes away from where I am. Doesn't matter where you're going. I called the mechanic and he said, okay, bring the car on in. I was like, all right, well, I'm at my first stop, so let me go and see. And then in the meantime, that first stop didn't happen because for whatever reason, the place decides that it's a summertime, so they're not going to open till 12, and I was there at 11. But now I have to go to the mechanic. I called the mechanic back and said, okay, I'm coming because the place is closed. So I got on my way. I went to the mechanic, had to Uber home, which was 25 minutes away, and then get my other car. Thank goodness I happened to have 2 cars, right? Like that was one positive situation. So I picked up the second car and now I was hungry. I didn't eat lunch as of yet. Just remember, now it's like 11:30, quarter to 12 by the time I got home where I needed to be, maybe even a little later. My next appointment was 1 o'clock. And I was really thinking I'm just going to be late. Whatever, there's nothing I could do. But in the meantime, the appointment had been waiting like nonstop because it was one of these things that I signed up for through Facebook. So they were writing nonstop, you're coming, you can't be late. And meanwhile, I was starving. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm trying to plug it into MapQuest to see how much time do I really have to get there. Whatever. It was a lot to manage, a lot to figure out, but I did it. And I actually got to my 1 o'clock appointment, maybe about 3 minutes after, I think she said, because I was sharing with it was for a facial, and I was sharing with the esthetician what happened with the car, like how crazy it was. And they had been sending so many emails and texts about not missing the appointment, making sure you get the special. And I was like panic stricken because I wanted the special. Anyway, she says to me, well, you did really great. You were only like 2 minutes late, which was amazing. But again, it was okay, right? Like, yes, there was the momentary, oh my God, not again, right? And then the other thing that I'll have to deal with is, am I going to want a new car? That's my car. It's a 2018. and they don't make it anymore. I absolutely love it. And so I don't want to get rid of it. And I might have shared this before, I think, in one of my daily posts, but my plan was to keep the car for the rest of my life. And that's when I realized, as things started breaking, that might not be the best plan, because obviously you don't want to just keep spending good money, like putting good money after bad. So the last time I took it in, which was probably maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I did put a lot of money into it. And I made this statement: that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to put any more money into this car. Right. And now I'm having this issue, and I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know how much it's going to be. Right. I could stand and it's not going to be that much, but you know, the best made plans. And I had to start thinking, like, okay, well, what car do I want to get? And as you might also know, I have a second car, which obviously you do know because I just told you the story. I went and picked up my second car so that I'd have a car to drive. And my second car was my partner's that passed away, and it's also a 2018. And I do need both cars because my car is little. And when I have to transport stuff or even go to the food store, I use the bigger car. But now, that car's been giving me some issues too. And it's kind of like, okay, I have to think, I have to decide, I have to figure out what is going to be the best situation for me, right? Like, what kind of car do I want to get if I'm going to get a new car? Am I going to get a new car? Am I going to put the money into this old car, right? All of that. And that's what I was thinking about yesterday as I was driving and getting to my places. I was really just starting to look at what are going to be my options, even though I don't have all the information yet, right? Because when I get all the information, I may need to be ready to jump. I mean, if they call me and say, whatever, it's going to be another $5,000, I don't know what it's going to cost. Cars are expensive. Fixing something's expensive. Labor's expensive. Everything's expensive, expensive. But I'm not going to wait, get the call, and then start thinking about it. No, I'm going to start thinking about it right now. What do I want to do? Let me just not investigate, right? Like, I don't have to go car shopping. I don't have to do any of that. I just have to know what's on the market. What could I get? What do I want to be driving? Do I want to change two cars for one car? Right? All these questions that I need to answer now. And although maybe I don't even have to do anything right now, I'm going to start looking, thinking, start to plan, right? And again, this planning is about how do I want it to be, right? And can you see that was yesterday too, right? I had 2 appointments. I have several things I have to get done. What do I want to get done? And then, did I get it done? No, because something got in my way. But I just kept a smile on my face and said, okay, all there is to do is to keep going. And that's what I did. And that's what I did this morning too. So can you see how this might not be the most professional video? It might not be the greatest podcast, but what I want you to see is that it doesn't matter, right? What matters is that I didn't let forgetting my key, forgetting my headset, stop me from getting the exercise that I said I would get, right? What could I do that could entertain me, which is what I'm doing, even though maybe I'm entertaining you, but really, I'm entertaining me. I'm keeping myself busy so that my head isn't just saying, the walk, right? Because the walk is the walk. Do I love it? I like to walk. I like to see what's happening. But Do I want to be walking? No, not really. I really want to magically wake up one day and just be thin, beautiful, tight, all the things I'd like to be that I'm doing the walking for. That's what I'm doing. So it's really great. I have no idea how bouncy this is. I'm hopeful that the sound sounds good, right? Because remember, that's what interrupted me. Trying to get that to work, that's what stopped me from being able to go out the way that I wanted to go out, just do my walk, listen to my book. I had some people to call, right? None of that happened. None of that happened. Why? Because I forgot to bring my headset. I forgot to bring the case to put the mic away. And mostly, I forgot to bring something to hold the freaking phone, right? So all of that didn't stop me. I just let it slow me down a tad until I realized, no, Ricki, you're not going to be stopped by this. So here's my question for you. What changes do you sometimes have to make on the fly, just right there in the moment, so that you can be happy, be at peace, just keep moving through and not let it bring you down, not let it ruin your whole day? So let me know. I'm interested. This has been another podcast with Ricki Radosh on Claim Your Happiness, and I'll see you next time.